Lore Boys here. Welcome to the podcast. My name is James Miller, and I'm joined here with
Peter O'Donoghue.
Whoa, that was hot. So I'm Ethan.
Whoa. God, I hope this is a fire-themed episode.
Oh yeah, we're coming in hot, just like the Molten Core,
Baby.
The first raid content in World of Warcraft Classic. Something that I've run since early October, and we are mid-December now, so I'm 2.5 months deep in it, and I'm starting to feel pretty ready to talk about it.
Yeah? You
Yeah.
got the experience?
Yeah, I've got the experience.
Would you consider yourself balls deep at this point?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
He sucked Daddy Ragnaros' dick at this point.
I beat him, but we also had all those times before we didn't beat him, so I know all the struggles along the way.
He put
Very
his finger up against Ragnaros' Molten Core, if you know what I mean.
Sick.
Yeah. But before we get started, did you guys want to talk about a review or something?
I do, yeah. We got a new review on iTunes. Very grateful and very important. So this person is doing their civic duty, voting for politicians, reviewing Lore Boys. Those
Yeah.
are the two things that come with freedom.
Yeah, the two pillars of
democracy.
democratic institutions.
A democracy, yeah.
A democracy.
Yeah.
So this one here is titled Keeps Me Listening from Help on December 3rd, 2019. 5 stars. Thank you very much.
Wow.
It says, generally, I have trouble getting into podcasts about games/worlds I enjoy, but this one keeps me listening straight through. Good balance of lore and banter, and they cover great stuff. The Dark Souls 3 episode was solid.
Nice.
Yeah, you can't see it, Theater of the Mind this, but I am dabbing so hard right now.
Yeah.
Like, non-stop dabbing. And I'm going to keep dabbing for the rest of the episode.
I'm
so.
concerned that he's going to get hurt. He's dabbing so hard.
Yeah.
My mother always told me if I dab this way, I'll get stuck. But
Oh, yeah.
hasn't happened yet, so let's find out, huh?
Anyway, thank you very much for the review.
thank
If
you.
anybody else wants to review us, please do so.
Please.
We'll read it.
That's the
or
first time I
email
heard
us.
that one, and that was really nice to hear.
That was December 3rd. That was a couple of weeks ago.
Cool.
Sorry it took us this long.
We're dumb idiots.
We're
Yeah.
idiots.
I guess while we're just doing house cleaning, please join our Discord if you haven't already as well. I'm in there every single day, at least once per week. I'm going to be trying to hang out in voice comms and just talk with you guys. I got to talk with our boy Helios, and
Is that Darnell?
that is Darnell, yeah.
Sick, yeah.
Yeah, he was recommending that I do some Green Goblin lore, although I'm not as brushed up on my comic books, but there's some good
He
stuff
also
there.
wants us to do Doom Patrol at some point,
And
which
Doom
we
Patrol.
will. We
Yep.
will.
Yeah,
I'll
eventually.
probably end up tackling those ones just because
Yeah.
I have the most graphic novelization experience.
I'm illiterate, so I would not do comics.
But Peter, there's cute pictures in them.
Oh, wait a second. I've been misled my entire life.
Here, let me show you a little thing called hentai.
So if you guys
Big
don't...
saucy.
If you guys don't have any experience whatsoever with World of Warcraft, I recommend listening to the Corrupted Blood Incident. That one goes over a lot of the mechanics of how a raid works. I'm going to try and make it as easy to understand as possible now, but if you want that in-depth knowledge, go listen to that, and there's just a really cool story there too.
So we're making this episode basically for use in schools, right?
What?
Because we're going to teach people how to raid.
Oh, yeah.
This
Yeah,
episode can be considered educational material.
Oh, definitely. Like there's going to be lore on every boss as much as we have, and then also the mechanics on how to beat the boss.
Oh, and an exam at the end.
Yeah, no, well, the exam at the end is getting yourself to gosh dang 60 and beating Ragnaros yourself.
Okay.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
I'm not going to do it, but
Yeah, me neither. For that matter.
I'm working on my second 60, but yeah.
I'm playing MechWarrior 5.
Yeah, also this one I want to dedicate it to the YouTube channel Poke Patrol. Go check that out. My friend Hollis Newman is working on a great Pokemon YouTube channel. He puts the work in. I think he uploads a couple times a week, and he has a Discord there too. Go check out Poke Patrol. If you like Pokemon, it's a great place to keep up to date on Pokemon Go, Sword, Shield, and any other Pokemon.
He's in our Discord, and our Discord will be linked
Yeah.
somewhere.
no, it won't.
Okay.
I'm scrubbing it from the internet.
Closing
Good
down
luck finding it.
yeah, closing down the Discord, booting everybody that's not us.
That's it,
Yeah.
I'm trying a new marketing technique called reverse psychology.
Yeah.
Just reverse marketing.
Reverse marketing. Well, you go to university for it. I thought it
Yeah,
worked. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So Molten Core. This is the hardest content that is currently out in World of Warcraft, and
Teacher, I have a question.
Yeah.
Is this the first raid in OG WoW too?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is. It is. So it goes Molten Core, then Blackwing Lair, then Encourage, then ZG, which I forget the full thing is, Zul'Gurub,
Zul'Gurub.
and then Naxxramas being the last one. Naxxramas was the one we talked about in the Corrupted Blood Incident that
Yeah.
had a 0.1% clear rate and a or sorry, 0.01% clear rate, and a 0.1% people even entered the
That was
dang
with like
thing.
Crimson Brotherhood or something with the guy who had a bone hand.
Oh no, that
and his
was
sons. Oh,
yeah.
no,
it's-
Well,
that, we
Kel'Thuzad-
did talk.
Kel'Thuzad, yeah.
No, but he's talking about the episode you weren't around for when we talked about the Scarlet Monastery and the
Oh,
Argent
yeah.
Dawn.
Excuse me, yeah.
Yes,
okay.
but
There
that
you
is
go.
another episode that's out there, and that's the story of the Ashbringer, and we do
Yes!
touch we
Yes.
touch
Right,
on
yeah.
Naxxramas there,
Which
as well.
also loops into the Lich King. We have 2
Yes.
episodes about Arthas.
We've done
Yes.
a fair amount of Warcraft lore in the past, so if you're keen on it, go check it out. I did Gen Greymane.
yeah.
Yeah.
Jamie's done Arthas and the Argent Dawn.
Yeah, and the Corrupted Blood
Corrupted
Incident,
Blood,
and
and
now
now-
Molten Core.
Molten Core.
Yeah. So this is a level 60 raid dungeon. To even get into it, you have to go through a quest, what is called an attunement, and you have to go to Blackrock Depths, which is another dungeon. A maze of a dungeon, by the way. There's like
Yeah, it's a fucking nightmare.
it's as big as a province in game. Like
Oh my
it's
God.
don't
huge.
don't fall.
No,
Oh my
yeah.
God, don't fall.
So there's a special way to get it where you can lava jump, where you go around a corner, you jump out a window, onto a ledge, down onto another ledge, down into the lava. You kind of ride the wall where the rock touches the lava. Then you shield yourself and heal yourself. You jump across. You don't get aggro from something. You go across. Then you run past everything. There's no way to not get aggro. So things are chasing you. You pick up an item and run through a portal. So you can do this by yourself in theory.
There's speedrun strats.
Yeah, but most of the time you're just gonna want someone to bring you through the dungeon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good God.
Yeah, I did it. I did the lava jump way my first time, and I died so many times. It was not fun. Yeah. But anyways, to get into Molten Core, you have to be level 55. You have to get attuned, and Molten Core is a 10 boss dungeon, or raid rather, and it can be done once per week. Raids can only be done once per week.
Okay.
And the best of the best loot out there for player versus enemy or player versus
Environment.
PvE?
environment, yeah, is in this dungeon. So you need to do it.
Okay.
Yeah. You need 40 people too. So you got to get all your best friends together. You got to make sure you have enough healers, enough range damage, enough melee damage.
We need your friends and their friends and their friends and their
Exactly.
friends. It's like a pyramid scheme, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You have to have
World
it-
of Warcraft in a lot of ways is like a pyramid scheme.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody trading spice and
Yeah.
The
Fitness
recruiter
goals.
friend is just like, I mean, it's a little on the nose. Like,
oh yeah.
So let's get into the lore of this before we get into the mechanics of it, I guess. A long time ago, about 300 years before game time, where I'm playing at Classic WoW right now.
okay, so 1719.
Yeah. 1704.
Well, yeah, if you're assuming World of Warcraft shares the same
Wait, does it
Christian
not?
years as us.
Wait, does
WoW
it
is
not?
set in 2004, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
I don't
That's
know.
what thought.
I've only ever seen it set as in like 300, like relative 300 years before this. Or,
Oh.
I've never seen a date.
I assumed that was what South America was like. I've never been, so I thought all this stuff happened there.
Yeah,
Yeah, WoW is set in Brazil.
Yeah.
that's where the Fire Lord who lives in the volcano is. It's down in South America.
That
Yeah.
makes sense. All right.
They got volcanoes.
So nearly 300 years ago, before game time, near the end of the War of the Three Hammers, there were 3 dwarven clans fighting against each other.
Okay.
There was the Dark Iron Dwarves.
Oh, those are the grayskin ones.
Yes.
Yep, the dark ones.
Yep.
The Wild Hammers.
Those are the naked ones.
And the Bronzebeards.
Bronzebeard.
Also naked.
Magni Bronzebeard.
You remember Bronzebeard?
I do. Yeah, he was friends with Arthas, and
Arthas kicked him in the gut.
Yeah, Arthas killed. Yeah, exactly. He who needed him.
Yeah. So
a lot
the-
of naked dwarves, anyway.
yeah, all these dwarves, they're trying to get a leg up on each other, and they're fighting in a place called the Red Ridge Mountains. So this is a mountain that's carved out by dwarves, and you can just picture forges everywhere.
I think it's dwarfs.
Yeah, dwarves.
I've heard it both ways.
It's knives.
It's a PH.
I think it's little people.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's not a fucking kid.
yeah.
No, well, anyways, the multiple dwarf, and they are they are in this mountain.
Dwarf, pluralized.
And they're fighting. You can picture like giant mead halls and iron forges
Yeah.
and quarters to sleep
Great
in.
big statues of dwarf faces with these big beards that like
Yeah.
lava pours out of their mouth and stuff.
Yeah.
That's how I want to go.
So the Red Ridge Mountain.
Lava in the mouth?
No,
That sounds
like,
like a terrible way
my
to go.
when I die, make sure that my tombstone has a lava fountain.
Okay.
And it's actually just a bust
Not
of me.
to kill you. Like,
Boil me to death, boys.
Mr. Peter, I'm so sorry, but you have boneritis.
Yeah.
You only have 2 weeks to live. Well, I guess I'm swallowing lava.
Kill me.
'Cause
Oh no.
After 2 weeks, you'll never get a boner again. Time to go.
Yeah. If anyone's been to Blackrock Mountain and is picturing it, Red Ridge Mountains is pre-Blackrock Mountain, so it doesn't even look the way it does in game yet right now.
Okay.
So, sorry, Red Rock Mountain is pre Black Rock Mountain?
We'll get there. The Red Ridge Mountain is just picture a place called Red Ridge Mountains. It's where Blackrock Mountain is, but Blackrock Mountain does not look that way yet.
Oh,
because
yet or
there's-
anymore?
Yet. There's an event that's going to happen that's going to make it look like it does in game.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So one of the Dark Iron Dwarves, Emperor Thorisan, if you might have heard of him.
Yeah.
Sounds like a medication.
In Hearthstone, he's a great card that you play him, and at the end of every turn, he reduces the cost of all cards in your hand by 1.
That's pretty
Yep.
good.
And he's also
I think. I don't know the rules of Hearthstone.
It's very good.
he's also the last boss in Blackrock Depths.
Oh, you
as
have to
well.
kill him.
Yes, you have to kill him.
Gotta
But-
dust him.
By the power of Ragnaros! That's what he says when you play him in Hearthstone.
Yeah, and the reason he does, because he sought to beat the other clans by summoning a fire elemental. He never dreamed of summoning Ragnaros.
The fire elemental.
Yeah, he just wanted a fire elemental to help him out, and by accident he awakened the Fire Lord Ragnaros.
He wanted like an intern,
Yeah.
but the CEO shows up.
He was looking for elemental, fire.
Yeah.
But he ended up calling elemental fire.
Yeah.
No comma.
Right.
So it's just, yeah.
And Ragnaros is not someone you really want to wake up. He is, at this point, he's happy to be back into the world because he had been
It's like a
enslaved.
genie in Aladdin.
Yeah, I was just about to say 10,000 years will give you such a crick in the neck. Bastard, Ethan.
He's still
Get out of my head.
He still hates everyone and everything when he comes out, but he's happy to be free.
Just like the genie in Aladdin.
Yeah, when he massacres everybody in Agrabah. If I remember that movie correctly.
He was enslaved by the old gods millennia ago, and then banished by the Titan Watcher Tyr and Odin, and then reawakened by Thorisan. So
Titan Watcher's a good name for a company.
yeah,
In general.
Yeah,
No matter
totally.
what they do.
All right,
They-
TM, that's ours. Don't take it.
Oh, fuck, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
so he was banished to the
Watchmakers. You're a watcher.
he was banished to the elemental plane for all that time.
Okay.
If you wanted to know,
With
where he
with
was.
the other elementals that he didn't get along with, like the ice and the water.
Yeah, I guess so.
And we've talked a lot about the old ones, but we've never covered them, right?
No,
No, we
I
haven't.
need
There's a
to.
topic for an upcoming episode.
That's a big one. Yeah, I've been scared to dive in because there's a
Yogg,
lot.
Sauron, and Cthulhu. It's like Lovecraft in Warcraft.
Yeah, you guys have mentioned this before.
I did a
Warcraft,
lore
Lovecraft.
minute on the Arthas one, where the reason why they couldn't extract the old gods is because it would make all the life essence of the planet come out.
Right.
So rather than kill these old gods, they quarantine them deep beneath the earth.
Like Tiamat.
Like the Titans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
or like, not Tiamat, but like the Tarask.
Oh, yeah. The scariest monster in D&D.
Sleeps at the center of the earth.
And it'll be a good time in a couple phases to talk about that, because we actually fight one of the old gods in phase 5 when Ankarang comes out. You fight Cthulhu.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And actually, fun fact, when Cthulhu first came out, he was literally unbeatable. If you had the best,
Oh, yeah.
if you had the best gear in the whole game,
Was that a bug?
and the best rotation, like if you just played it perfectly, you could not physically do enough DPS to kill it in time before it could kill you.
Oh, my God.
So
Wow.
no one beat it, and then they dialed it back.
Somebody did like the taskbot on it, and they're like, "Yeah, this is dumb." Blizzard was just like, "Oh no, you better like play more World of Warcraft for the next couple of months and really grind up some better gear."
Yeah.
And some nerd is just like, actually, I ran the numbers on this, and it doesn't work."
Yeah, it couldn't do it. But I guess they might have seen like Molten Core, like how it was supposed to be really hard, and then after a while, there's guilds out there doing it now in like 27 minutes.
Yeah.
And which is crazy because just to walk the thing almost takes that long.
God.
But yeah, so they might have overcompensated there. But
That's it. Like, don't fight that, game companies. It's
No.
like I don't know if you guys watched the devs of the Obsidian devs. Watching speedrunners beat the Outer Worlds in like 12 minutes and 14 seconds or
Oh,
something like that,
okay.
and just like it's a month and a half after release,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
just like people are already beating it in 12 minutes, and it's supposed to be like a 30-40 hour RPG.
yeah.
Are you liking that game? I haven't played it in a couple of months. Or I haven't played it since we did our charity stream in November.
I still like it. The combat's gotten a little repetitive for me, so I'm putzing through it just like because the dialogue is still very
Excellent,
good.
yeah.
It still makes me chuckle. So
Who's the first companion? Sorry, it's Pavardi. Never mind.
Pavardi.
Yeah, I love her.
Yeah. So just to get back to where we were, we had 3 dwarf clans fighting. The Dark Iron Dwarf Emperor Thorisan took charge and tried to bring up a fire elemental, accidentally brought out the Fire Lord. This turned Red Ridge Mountain into a volcano.
Oh, and did it burn the rocks and turn them black?
It burned a lot of stuff. Like, I don't know if it turned it black because there was already
Fire is red, Peter.
Obsidian's black though, and that's volcanic rock.
There was already the black iron dwarves or the dark iron dwarves, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyways, it completely caved in, and there's like this spiraling down into a volcano, and at the very bottom is the molten core. At the top, up by the chains.
That's the name.
Yeah. Wow. There's upper and lower Blackrock Spire. Close to the bottom where you go into molten core is Blackrock Depths. So there's 4 really big instances in this small area. Yeah. And when you're doing world PvP, it is a pain in the ass you get all your world buffs, and then you're ready to go to your raid, but then there's like 40 alliance waiting for you.
Just
if
like
you're
sitting there, like waiting to go to their raid.
Bunch of nerdy Boy Scouts waiting for you.
Yeah. So our guild will call in the other raiding guild, other raiding team that raids on another
interference,
day.
basically.
Yeah.
Yes, they run in first like a V formation. They run in first like a V formation, and then we stay behind and in the middle, so they take most of the hits and try and get in.
World of Warcraft, truly, the more you guys, because I've never put more than a few hours into it. This is over a decade ago. The more you guys tell me about it, the more fascinating I find this like experiment to be.
Yeah.
It's very cool, and especially WoW Classic. Like, this was the kind of shit that happened in WoW Classic, which I think what like so many people were so nostalgic for.
Yeah.
Everything's one world in WoW Classic. If you play retail now, you could be playing in the exact same place as your friend, but unless you join a party with them, you might not see them because it's divided into different layers, into different servers.
So weirdly enough, doesn't that completely defeat the purpose of an MMO even fucking existing?
It
is
feels
like being in the same field as your friend is the point.
Imagine you have to pick up 10 berries and there's only 5 berry spawns.
Right.
And every player in the world is able to get to those 10 berries.
Right.
Or 5 berries. It's really frustrating that you can't do this. So it's better when you split things up because all of a sudden the world becomes more digestible. Oh, there's only 5 people in my area instead of 100.
Yeah.
So there's pros and cons. Like
Yeah.
But you're obviously way more in favor of the Classic.
Right now, Classic came out with layers, so when it was first released, since there was like a million and people like just trying to go through the starting areas, it was a nightmare.
Yeah.
So I was glad that it was still felt very populated, but then people would do things like abuse layers. So, there's this flower that spawns and it goes for 60 gold each, which is a fortune in the game. Okay, someone will plant one person on every layer there and invite someone who can pick it into every layer. So then
a herbalist, basically.
Yeah,
Okay.
so they would just they would exploit layers to be able to get things faster than they normally would too. There's ups and downs of all of it, but
it's just cool the way that people, humans, like take this thing and just kind of like jimmy it for their own purposes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's the part that I find fascinating. It's
Yeah.
just it is like a nice little human experiment.
Exactly, yeah.
People have like frost
Listen
magic.
to the corrupted blood incident.
That one is easily one of my favorite things that I've ever heard about.
Yeah.
Is the corrupted blood incident.
I've made so many friends on WoW too. Like I want to go in Florida and hang out with this guy Oma that I met. He's been helping me level my friend Poke Patrol Hollis.
Yeah.
And he sends him care packages all the time. We joke around that he's our son, like we're his 2 dads.
Oh, yeah.
And we're getting to level 60 so we can give him a mount and move out. And all
I'm
the
going to
rest
Florida in March if you want to come.
Yeah, totally, man. It sounds like fun, man.
Got some fucking chopped liver, huh, boys?
Unless, well, it doesn't sound like you've got anybody to see.
I'm in Florida in March and in February, but only for a layover.
Oh, I see.
So all this to say, this is Molten Core is at the bottom of Blackrock Mountain, where it's a highly populated area a lot of the time because there's a lot of desirable stuff around there.
It's kind of Lord of the Ringsy, where they dug pretty greedily and deep and then found a fire demon at the bottom.
Yep. So residing at the very bottom of the mountain, Ragnaros gathers strength and tries to get all his strength together so he can burn all of Azeroth one day.
He's like, I'm made out of fire. My home is made out of fire. I would really like it if everything was made out of fire.
Yeah. Do you think he ever gets bored of fire?
I mean, he must, right?
Yeah. It's more of a philosophical question.
He does reach out to other factions. He makes good friends with a rock elemental that we'll talk about later. There's these things called flame wakers that he really likes. They look like serpents that they have a tail on the ground and then they're standing up with their torso upright.
Oh,
Like a
it's
naga.
like a gorgon or a naga.
Yeah, like a naga or a gorgon, and they have spikes on their head, shoulders, arms. They have arms too.
Oh, okay.
And
Basically a fire naga.
Like British punks.
yeah.
yeah,
So it's a fusion of naga and British punk.
and
He likes one so much that he makes one his major domo and names him Major Domo.
yeah,
Sick.
Major Domo is the commander. His commander formerly was Baron Geddon. Baron Geddon fucked up in a war, and then Major Domo took his place. But we're gonna get there. So we'll start with the
Okay,
first
sick, yeah.
boss. We'll start with the first boss. The Flame Wakers, like I just said, we kind of can picture them now. They're like standing up.
They're like snakes
Lizards.
with arms,
Leather jacket,
that-
no shirt underneath.
Yeah.
Just pointy hair.
that like do the cobra dance thing where they like their heads are up. You know what I mean? They stand upright.
Oh, yeah.
And they have
The-
like a snake.
The snake charmer
Yeah.
position.
Exactly.
They must
yeah.
have really good abs though. They just like they have their tail on the ground and they're always upright.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Good
yeah.
core strength. Good
Yeah,
core
good
strength.
core strength.
Snakes have good core strength.
Yeah, great
Good
abs.
molten core strength.
Molten.
Hey.
So the first boss you encounter is Lucifron. I guess if you guys are wondering what Molten Core looks like, it looks like a big cave with lava everywhere.
Oof.
And-
Wow, we're really fucking stressing the art department resources there.
The more interesting thing are the encounters, and the first one is Lucifron. He's a Flame Walker captain, and he is in charge of guarding a giant core hound named Magdamar. Sorry.
core hound?
Magmadar. Sorry, I can't say it. Magmadar. Yeah, it's like a hellhound.
Okay.
We're gonna explain them more. He's the next one.
It's a fire dog.
A big two-headed fire dog.
Okay.
So Lucifron has a signature ability called Lucifron's Curse, and that increases the cost of all spells by 100% for 5 minutes.
Sounds pretty fucking brutal.
Yeah, so you have limited mana in Classic, especially. Mana is very hard to come by.
Unless you've eaten enough pie or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, I go in with like full mana buffs. My gear has mana per 5, so I have a lot of passive stuff to keep my mana up.
Yeah.
And I still have to stop and drink between fights to replenish my mana because there's a lot going on. So if he puts that on you, basically it's now it's the job of the priests to take that off of everyone.
Dispel magic.
Oh, okay.
Dispel magic, exactly. They have an ability that can take off magic.
You're a priest.
I'm a priest,
Yes.
so this is my job when I'm in the fight.
Okay.
I first do it on myself, so my dispel magic doesn't cost me double, and
Right.
then I do it on everybody else.
You got to cleanse your own sins.
Yeah.
You got to
Exactly,
confess in the mirror before you can listen to other people's problems.
Exactly.
There you go.
But I have to look at 40 people and from their names know their class, because if my first 3 dispels go off on warriors, that's doing fucking nothing because they don't
Warriors
use
don't
mana.
use
Because they have rage,
They
right?
use
Yeah.
rage.
Right.
So
And like rogues use
The yellow
energy.
bar. Yeah.
So typically we'll move, there's 8 groups in a raid. You'll move all the mana casters to a specific group. So I'll say I'm in charge of group 6.
Yeah.
Kronos, you get group 7. And then that way we're not stepping over each other trying
Right.
to dispel.
Every time you guys talk about WoW, it makes me just like, God, do I want to abandon my life and play WoW with Jimmy?
Every time Jamie talks about it, I want to play too, and I know as soon as I start playing, I'll be like, oh yeah, there's a lot of grinding involved. in this.
Like I just reinstalled Warframe for the first time in months, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh yes, hello grinding, my old friend.
And we got all like our leaders too, like are being like, curse incoming in 5 seconds, mage is ready, and like it's like so coordinated
fucking
and
wild.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's
That's 50 DKP.
so. And then also on top of us having us as priests having to take off the mana dispels, there's also something called impending doom, that is a debuff that gets added to someone, and after 10 seconds they take 2,000 shadow damage.
Is that a lot?
That's I have, as a very geared priest, I have 4,000 mana when I'm buffed.
Oh,
So that would be half my mana. It would be almost enough to kill most people.
okay.
Fun fact about impending doom.
Yeah.
When you get a blood transfusion of the wrong type, one of the symptoms is a feeling of impending doom.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
If you're like A positive and you get a B negative, like one of the things is like, I'm gonna die. You just get a feeling of I'm gonna die.
and then do you?
It just like
I
haunts.
mean,
over-
yeah, if you don't get like on a dialysis machine stat, you
Pretty
do.
sure your bone marrow freaks out.
Yikes.
There's a reason that they try to give you the right type of blood usually.
You don't normally go for the bargain blood.
Yeah, that's it. I'll take the
Yeah.
mystery box on this one, Pat. Thanks.
Oh my god.
You could trade all the blood for what's in this box.
I am a positive that I do not want to go through that. But
I've never had a blood transfusion either.
Yeah, so it's the job of the mages to take off the thing that's impending doom.
Okay, so
to
why
make
is-
sure their blood gets
Exactly,
fixed
yeah.
before
Why
they die
is the
in 10
mages that
seconds.
do that, not the priests?
So that's a curse.
Okay.
Versus magic effect. So
Okay.
priests can fix magic effects, and mages can relieve curses.
Okay.
So it splits up whose job is what.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just like another curveball, so it's not like the priest is the one who like handles all the debuffs.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, oof, man, I'd love to help you, but that seems
Yeah.
more like a curse opposed to debuff.
Yeah, that's it.
Frankly, my colleague's not in till like Wednesday, so yeah.
There's
maybe just,
also
like, wait.
Yeah.
Poison.
Stick with your cursed blood.
You have reached the voicemail box of Magic Man, a mage. Please leave
My
a message
auto reply
after
in
the beep.
Outlook.
Yeah, that's it.
The mailbox of my crits don't lie.
Is full. Please leave a message after the beep. I'm fucking cursed, man. The priest is useless. You think a priest would know something about curses, but he doesn't. He knows nothing.
It'd be even better if it's just like, you have reached the voicemail box that has not been activated. You're like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, he spent that $15 a month on WoW instead of his voicemail.
I will say, as like a big fantasy nerd,
Yeah.
it's completely backwards. The mage should dispel magic, and the priest should remove curse.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
Yeah, it's true.
But you know,
There's also poisons, and
Unplayable.
either druids or hunters can get rid of poisons. I forget,
I would guess druids because poison is just like, oh no, you ate the mushrooms in the garden, and
or
now you're
maybe it's
sick.
rogues. I have no. It wouldn't be
no,
rogues.
rogue's poison. I want to say hunters can remove poison on themselves.
Yeah,
They can clear their own poison.
it hasn't happened in an instance that I've needed that yet, so maybe later. But Lucifron was there to protect Ragnaros' massive corehound, Magmadar, who's the second boss.
Yep.
You can picture, like, it's a dog, but he's got really thick legs. He's got, like, elephant fucking legs.
Pachydermian.
Yeah, he's, like, really thick. And he's got chains around his neck. Ragnaros really likes Magmadar. In his time stuck in the elemental plane, I think he found him and started feeding him.
Yeah, he has a dog.
Yeah.
You're gonna kill it.
So he's not a sociopath completely. He
it's-
likes aminals.
It's the most creative, like, dungeon design that it's like, okay, here's our first boss. Why is he here? He's watching the second boss. Okay, why is the second boss there? It's the last boss's pet.
And there's small packs of corehounds on the way up to the big corehound. He
Okay.
is also the source of all corehounds in the Molten Core. So
Is
he's,
he like an amoeba? He's asexual.
Oh, just in the Molten Core?
do corehounds split in two eventually?
yeah, good question. And yes, just in the Molten Core is what was said in the wiki.
Okay.
As for does he have a female mate? I don't know. Maybe they don't need it because they're made out of like rocks and magma.
Okay.
Maybe he just kind of puts them together like Play-Doh and that's that.
Yeah,
like-
do you think's fucking the elemental plane of fire, Jamie?
I don't know.
Where's that in the wiki?
But pretty much anywhere. It's gonna
probably,
be hot.
It's probably too hot because all the lube would evaporate.
Did Ragnaros ever put peanut butter on his balls when he was by himself in the plane?
I don't know, man.
Is that why he likes Magmadar so
Ooh,
much?
toasty.
I didn't do that kind of research, but
No? I'll take care of it. I'll do a follow-up episode.
So
on
Lore
this one.
Boys canon, that's a yes in that case.
fine.
Didn't,
there's
well, you didn't look it up, so you can't say no.
He has one of his teeth is a really good dagger for
rogues,
rogues.
Oh, cool.
It's the corehound's tooth, and
That makes sense.
very good.
and he's the core hound.
Yeah.
Stands to reason.
Yep. So he sits at the back of a room. There's small packs of dogs all around him. The small packs of dogs are usually in 3. The mechanic there is you have to beat them all at the same time. If you beat 2 and leave 1 alive, the other 2 will revive. So
Interesting,
there's
okay.
about a 5 to 6 second window. AoE is king here. You just AoE all of them, and then your melee who
Is that
don't
a
have
mage thing? Just like,
AOE being area of effect. for
Yeah,
all of
yeah.
them.
So you do damage to
Non-gamer
all of them
girl
at
listening.
once. You throw a blizzard down, and if there's one that's staying up longer than the other, usually they'll call out, "Rogues, I need you on this guy," and you can
they're
mark
DPS,
them.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
You can mark them so to have different symbols over their head, and this makes it really useful for like the leader can do this. So I'm gonna mark this one is skull, this one is star, this one is square. Skull's still up. I need you guys on skull. All right, hit square now, and that's how the communication.
Now,
goes.
how much of a grace period do you have between killing a group of dogs? Because obviously you can't kill them instantly at the same time, right?
No, it's honestly we've never had trouble with it.
Okay.
So I think it's like 8 seconds or something, and if you're even just aware of the mechanic, it's usually easy enough to do.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
You just like stop DPS when one's really low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And move to the next one.
There's so speaking of raids, the one raid that I've ever done in my life, I did Leviathan once with Pony Plays on
Right.
Twitch, who
On
you guys should go
Destiny
follow
2.
in Destiny 2.
Destiny 2, yeah.
And there's a dog puzzle in that raid as well.
Nice.
Yeah, which
Nice.
is it kind of fucking. There's no more original ideas.
Yeah.
Jesus, every story's been told. Every raid's got a dog.
There might be
puzzle.
original ideas. They're definitely not coming out of Bungie these
Fuck
days.
no,
Yeah.
they're not.
Bungie / Activision at the time. So yeah.
Yeah, so Magmadar, he's much bigger than the player characters. He kind of glows red. We described him. He has
Is
the
it
chains.
the fire?
Yep.
Okay.
That's a theme around here. He has 2 signature abilities. Panic is zone-wide fear. So if you're anywhere close to him, you get feared. Fear means you lose control of your character.
Yeah, they just like bolt in an opposite direction and
just
have a
run,
chattering
yeah.
skull symbol.
on their head.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen that.
Yeah. And Frenzy, which means his attack speed goes up by 150%. Lucifron, the guy we just killed, who is the watcher of the dog, always drops something called Distracting Shot, which is a book that you give to your hunter, which teaches them Distracting Shot.
Okay.
Or wait, not Distracting Shot. That Tranquilizing Shot, sorry.
Oh, okay.
So
They're
Tranquilizing...
two very different things.
Yeah. Distracting Shot is used to get aggro as a hunter, but Tranquilizing Shot is used only in this fight.
Okay.
It's an ability just for this fight. And anytime he gets frenzied, which means his attack speed goes up 150%, a hunter needs to hit him with that tranquilizing shot
Oh, okay.
to reduce the frenzy.
So
So,
the
yeah,
mouse in Alice in
Hunter doesn't-
Wonderland. You
Hunter
gotta put
doesn't-
jam on his nose. Sorry.
yeah.
Hunter doesn't remove poison. Hunter removes frenzy.
Yeah, well, that too, yeah. So now I'll paint the picture if a hunter didn't do this. All of a sudden, the tank is taking like an extra 50% damage, and it's putting attacks on the
is it-
healer.
Increase to 150 or increase by 150?
I don't know.
Okay, because that's the difference between 1.5 and 2.5, right?
Feels a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, well, actually, I copy pasted it, so maybe. Increased by 150.
So that's 2.5 times attack speed.
Okay.
Holy shit. Okay, that is much worse than I had imagined.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
thinking it was a 50% increase where it's like instead of taking 1,000 damage,
Yeah,
you take 1,500.
That's
I'm like,
good to
oh,
know.
no.
That's why it's so noticeable then, because
Okay,
if
yeah.
a hunter's not doing this job, it can cause the whole raid to wipe.
Okay.
Yeah. And he, once you do that, it's pretty easy though. Like as you just keep everyone back at max range who can do range, you put people up front who do damage, and you just spank and tank it. You just do it as fast as you can. Make sure your hunters are doing their just tranquilizing shots, and usually the fight's gonna go smoothly. If you're Alliance, you get one of your paladins to put down a fear ward, or sorry, your priest to put down a fear ward, which is only dwarves can do this. So alliances can put down a fear ward, which means that nobody's going to get feared
You
away.
can't get feared in that area.
Oh, interesting. Why is it only Alliance Dwarves that can do that?
Oh, I was scared, but then I saw that short man over there.
Yeah.
I feel my resolve stealing.
Yeah.
If he can stick around, then I can stick around too.
There's certain racials.
Look at him, he's tiny.
Yeah. Certain racials. What we have instead is shamans with tremor totem. And if you're close enough to this totem, you won't get feared.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's how that
Which
works.
is even more ridiculous. This is like, yes, good. Somebody has erected a board of wood with an angry face on it.
Yes.
I am much calmer now.
I am calm.
Well, it's like, I guess if the big stomp on the floor would scare you, this would somehow equalize it out. I don't
Okay.
know.
Yeah.
But basically, you beat him. It's not a hard fight. Usually, you won't wipe here if you're gonna wipe somewhere else. After this, there's a rune behind him. There's a few runes in Molten Core, and every single room, if you want to beat the whole instance, you need to douse
do.
with water. You need to what?
we do. We want to
we
beat
do.
the whole instance.
Yeah, we want to get to
That's why
Ragnaros.
Peter and I are here, to beat
Yeah,
Molten Core.
exactly.
To get the 9th boss to even appear, you need to douse all the runes.
Okay.
To douse the runes, you have to get something called an Aquil Quintessence, which is just a fancy vial of water that you
okay.
get from the water elemental clan. And that they obviously don't like the firewall
Yeah,
elementals.
yeah,
right?
they
Do you just
have
have to do you have to get like a certain reputation with them and then go buy it, basically?
You have to do a series of quests where you go all over the world. You have to kill different elementals, wind elementals, water
Okay, yeah.
elementals, fire elementals.
We're the Wind Clan, but we want you to kill the Fire Clan. But before you go try and kill the Fire Clan, we want you to prove that you can kill other elementals, including a water elemental
Yeah.
who's sacred to us or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. These ones are blighted, like the water elementals you kill are blighted horrors and stuff.
Okay.
So they're off the path. Water
so
elementals.
we're told.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh no,
Oh, they're
him-
crazy. You can
he's-
kill them.
Yeah, he's crazy.
Then after you do that, you have to go into Molten Core and you have to collect all the hands of the Flame Walkers. So we already talked about Lucifron.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about
okay,
three more.
is it Flame Walker or Flame Waker?
Yes. Waker.
Okay, yeah.
So Flame Waker.
Yes. All right.
So Flame Wakers. You have to kill 4 Captain Flame Wakers.
Okay. Cut their hands off.
And cut their hands off. And then you have to bring those back. Then you have to get honored with, so it's a reputation gain. Like there's an XP bar, you basically can get reputation with someone.
Right.
And there's
You have
different
a reputation
levels.
bar too for different factions.
Yeah.
You have to marry his ugly daughter for political reasons.
Yeah, or get your son to do it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
You have to kill like one of each guy in the, like you have to kill a core hound, an elemental, a thing, and a thing.
Okay.
Then you have to get to honored. Then after you do all that, you can finally get your Aqual Quintessence. But your Aqual Quintessence can only douse 1 rune. So you got to make sure at least 6 of your friends, or however many runes there are, also have an Aqual Quintessence.
Okay.
So once you have enough people who have gone through all these trials, almost never will this happen on the first week, because it requires you to go in and out of Molten Core so many times that you can't actually do it.
So you can't finish Molten Core in the first week. You need to run chunks of it.
There's ways
for like a fucking month.
There's ways to do it. We cheesed it a week early because we got all the hands, and we had a series of warlocks set up for summoning.
And you did all the weddings at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
The whole raid.
All the invites went out very early.
Yeah. No, so we got all the hands. This was the last step. Then we had all the people waiting where Major Domo would be the 9th boss.
Okay.
And a series of warlocks to summon these people to the different points in the quest chain to get the quest done, to get their Aqual Quintessence, to summon them back, to get, like, we had a bunch of alts. It was a whole series of things to get it done a week early. But we did it a week early.
Oh, Jamie, geez, stop dabbing, dude. That's kind of like my thing. Look at him. He's doing the thing where it looks like he's brushing dust off of his shoulder.
He's actually dabbing faster than Ethan has been dabbing this
Okay,
entire
I
time.
wouldn't say he's dabbing faster. He's dabbing maybe equally as fast.
I'd say at least, depending on how you look at it, 150%.
150 to
Faster.
250% faster.
I spec dabs per second, guys.
Yeah. DPS, dabs per second.
Yeah.
That's
It's the only way to take down the Paul brothers, who are the last boss with Molten Core.
So yeah, just to say that you can't just beat this thing right out the get-go, and usually you want to beat the bosses a few times anyways to collect their gear so you can actually have a chance later
When you
on.
get to Ragnaros, you're not like super undergeared or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, we
You
didn't
don't, have you don't have like a flattened cardboard box as a shield.
Because there's a lot of skill that goes into World of Warcraft, to be sure.
Yeah.
But ultimately, if you're
Numbers.
not geared, you won't be able to do it.
Oh, we can run it so easily now because our whole raid, like at this point, we're breaking down epics. There's like someone who get a piece for their set, and we're like, oh, well, everybody has that.
Epics are like vendor trash now.
Yeah.
What opulence.
Yeah, no, really. Yeah, so we're doing pretty
Jamie's
well now.
flexing now. It's like, whoa, he's rubbing oil all over his muscles. It's very erotic and very impressive.
While dabbing.
Yeah.
So that quest is really annoying to actually get to Ragnaros, but once enough people do it, it's pretty easy. Every time you use your Aqual Quintessence, you have to go all the way back to the water guys to get a new one.
Oh, yeah.
So
Spit in this tube for me again. I used it.
Exactly.
You used it. Did you defeat him? Did you kill the Fire Lord?
Oh.
No,
No.
but he came back. It's been a week. What? Just spit.
Is Ragnaros a trick birthday cake candle?
Yeah.
Only time will tell.
Yeah, he plays like a whiny happy birthday song every time he appears on screen.
Die, insects!
Yeah.
It's like... so next up is Gehennas. Gehennas?
Gahanas.
Gehennas. Gehennas?
Ganis.
So
Gahanas.
this is
Gahanas.
the arch rival of Lucifron. They both are Flame Wakers, but they're always trying to like...
They're competing.
Yeah, get Ragnaros' favor.
Right, yeah.
Right.
I'll watch his dog.
If only they knew the secret was to put just peanut butter on their balls. The one thing they haven't tried.
Oh wait, is Ragnaros attracted to peanut butter
Oh,
on the
fuck,
balls?
it's true. I fucked that up, yeah.
Oh, so
Puts
Ragnaros.
peanut butter on his dog's balls.
Yeah, exactly.
That's much weirder.
I don't like this joke.
You're the one who chose the topic, Jamie. Come on.
Yeah, I
If you don't want to talk about Ragnaros spreading peanut butter on his pet dog's balls, you shouldn't have chosen Molten Core.
I don't even play World of Warcraft.
So Gehennas is a Flame Waker. He looks a lot like the standing up guy. He looks very similar to the last Flame Waker.
Different
What are you
hair.
saying? All flame makers look alike?
To me, they do.
Okay. Yeah.
Oof.
So Gehennas,
I'm magma blind.
his main ability is Gehennas Curse, which reduces healing by 75% for 5 minutes.
That's a lot.
So if you hit the whole raid with this, it's on the mages. They're waiting. They're saying, Guidance Curse, up in 2 seconds. Mage is ready. You get group 8, group 7, group 6, whatever.
Right.
And then pow. Hit them out. Because as a healer, I know when those don't go off, people are just going to die. I don't have enough mana to operate at 25% of my healing.
Right.
So they usually hit the tanks first, then anyone who's in close range, then the farther range. If they're playing very well, a lot of the time they're just hitting whoever they can.
Yeah, okay.
Dispelling curses with reckless abandon.
Yep. Once you beat Guinness, that's easy enough. You go off to Gar. And Gar is a giant rock elemental. So picture
Here's
like
that rock elemental you said we were going to talk about.
yeah,
Oh,
he's a
look at
stack
that.
of
I've been paying
rocks.
attention.
A small rock on top, then a wider, like the widest rock underneath the small rock, and then it kind of goes down in an upside down triangle.
Okay.
And he's got little rock arms.
He's like a buff rock man.
yeah.
Yeah, he's like a rock in the shape of a diamond, if you will.
Oh, okay.
Well, like if the diamond was a very tiny tip on the top, because it's a lot more like an upside down triangle with a tiny rock on top.
Is that his tiny dumb head?
Yeah.
Rocks aren't that bright, eh?
Yeah. And the cool thing about
You got rocks for heads.
He's not like an Inukshuk.
What, you got rock for
very
brains?
Square, just like, shuffling around.
yeah,
Arguably, much cooler.
Cooler than that, yeah.
He has 8 other smaller versions of himself, which are just different rock elementals around him. And whenever you
This is Lar, and this is Mar, and this is Car.
when you pull up, it's actually really cool to see. He's kind of just patrolling around in like a random pattern, and around him are 8 things that are swirling in perfect symphony around him, moving in and then coming out and spinning the other way.
Oh, he has an orbit?
Yeah, he has an orbit, and the challenge here is, okay, how do we take on 9 things at once? There's 40 of us.
We've got a lot of peanut butter, don't worry about it.
At most, we have 4 tanks.
Okay.
4 tanks of peanut butter?
Hell yeah.
Damn, dude.
Get the hoses set up.
The hose of peanut butter?
That's what the hunters do. They can connect the hose to the tank.
It's like farting out the end. Like,
It's like 8 inches of range.
It doesn't even make sense what you're saying, though, because you're saying Ragnaros liked it, right?
well,
Why
now-
would that
now we're
help
saying
with
all
Gar?
elementals like it.
Yeah.
But we're trying to beat him, not trying to give him joy.
Well, you did the quest for the
Oh.
sacred water, and you've already done the quest for the peanut butter tanks.
Yeah. Oh yeah, maybe it's like the Fire Emblem weapons triangle where like Ragnaros is strong against peanut butter, but peanut butter is strong against stone elemental.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, whatever the artwork ends up being, there's going to be peanut butter in it. It's going to be weird.
a peanut butter jar, a peanut butter Easter egg, if you will.
So how do you beat 9 guys at once?
Oh, I've done this before. I know. You're going to want to lay down a tarp, okay?
Yeah. So
AoE?
no.
I'm going to play DPS and let my tanks and healers worry about
Yeah.
it.
So what warlocks have something called
Oh, we forgot about the warlocks.
banish, and
Oh.
they can banish certain types. This rock elemental might fall under demon. I'm not sure.
Does this companions like qualify as like a summon that they can banish?
What do you mean?
Well, I don't know how the mechanics work.
So
It doesn't have to
basically,
be a summon. You can just banish anything.
what banish does is it takes something out of the fight. It looks like it's faded away and kind of covered in a green aura.
Okay.
And it is unable to take damage, also unable to move, unable to do damage. So it is just temporarily out of the fight.
It's in timeout.
It's
yeah.
plane shifted out for
Yeah.
the Magic the Gathering fans out there.
So what you do is you mark every single of his minions around him.
Yeah.
You assign a warlock to each. If you're being a pro strat, there's different ranks of spells in the game, and you could put a rank 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or however many ranks there are.
Okay.
And that means the duration of the banish.
They'll pop out of the shadow realm at like different times. So you just pick them off one by one.
Staggered, exactly.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So we only came up with that strat later on down the line. We used to just like say, okay, just rebanish as they come out. But later on, we started saying, okay, just put a different rank, and then
Yeah.
they'll be staggered naturally.
You're banished 1, you're banished 2, you're banished 3,
Yeah.
you're banished 4.
This is another one of those fascinating little experiments
Yeah.
with people that occurs inside World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
I would just be a man and fight all 9 though. I think. I
Yeah.
think that's what
You'd
I would
cover
do.
yourself in peanut butter. Give yourself the peanut butter buff.
Exactly. They'd
Yeah.
never catch me.
Yeah. It'd be so hard to hold on to.
And then
For a rock with no fingers? Come on.
Yeah, big dumb rock fists. Just
Yeah.
like
Try and squish Try and pick up a person or maybe like a hot dog covered in peanut butter with 2 rocks. You
I don't
can't do
fucking
it.
think so. It's
You can't do
impossible. Scientifically.
Then, basically, to beat him, he also has a slow effect. So anytime you're around him, there's Gar is the big guy in the middle. The 8 guys around, sure, they're banished, but Gar is still putting a slow effect on everyone. So everybody moves like they're going through peanut butter.
Well,
Sure.
like they're coming out of a hose full of peanut butter. Is what you're saying.
And then once you beat them one by one,
by one.
they explode whenever they die. So if one is about to die, you say melee pull out. Melee kind of moves back. Casters keep hitting it. Tank stays in till the very end.
Yeah.
Tank, and then when he explodes, the tank is like whoo, launched to the air.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then the
Like
tank
mortar
has to
shell,
run to the next
run back.
one. But
Okay. And you guys heal him
Warriors
on the
have-
way back, right?
Warriors have charge.
yeah, they have charge. Even though they're slowed, I can dispel them. So usually I'll dispel
Okay,
tanks. So, yeah. It's too much to dispel 40 people because it's just using mana when you could be healing, but you'll at least dispel the tanks.
Okay,
in
cool.
the movie.
Using mana and just using the global cooldown.
Yeah.
Right, when you could be healing.
So anytime you use a spell, it'll prevent you from using another spell for like 3/4 of a second.
I remember seeing that, yeah, because you can't like chain spells instantly together because
Yeah.
there's the little like visual white like wipe that goes around.
You're,
Yeah.
you're basically APM capped.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the thing that because if that wasn't a thing, people make things called macros, which are spell after spell after
It's
spell.
tasks. It's tool
Okay.
assisted. Like
Okay, yeah.
You just program something, you press the button once, and then it'll just execute all the commands.
It's
Oh,
built
okay.
into the game too.
Yeah.
So you put it in, you make your own name for it, then you say like /cast dispel /cast, or you can say like /cast mount /cast equip carrot on a stick.
Okay.
And that means every time I put my mount on, I'll get my trinket on that gives me movement speed.
Okay.
and
and
by
then-
put your mount on, you mean get on your mount.
Yeah.
Put
No,
my mount
I
on.
wear it.
You ever just like slide into a new comfortable pair of horse?
Yeah, I mean, we all have when we played Pathfinder for the first time.
Right. Yes.
Actual life charity
Fucking
stream.
horse on.
Yeah.
We wore a nice pair of horse pants.
Yeah. So warriors are tanking this. Warlocks are dispelling and making sure things are popping out at the right time. This can wipe your entire raid. This is a hard one. Especially if you don't have enough warlocks. We had 2 going in the first time and we beat it, but it was very, very hard.
Okay. Yeah.
And
They had blisters.
yeah.
Gamer thumb.
Yeah. Then once you beat him, the next one is Baron Geddon.
The disgraced general.
Baron is like Baron.
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
And he is the first one that we're meeting that's straight up fire elemental.
He's a big fire elemental.
Oh, okay.
So he kind of looks like an upside down triangle if it was rounder, and it's like an upside. Looks
An
like
upside
a,
down teardrop.
Yeah, an upside down teardrop. It looks almost
Okay.
like. And then he has also big bulky arms. So
But he also big strong.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he runs around. He looks just like the fire elementals you run into in the outside world, but he's big.
But tall.
Yeah.
Okay.
He doesn't look like Ragnaros, who has 6 spike bracelets.
Yeah.
Sorry for the spoilers.
So in the fight against
So
the
edgy.
what do you call it?
The Baron?
The Titans. Like
Oh.
way back when, before Ragnaros got banished.
When Geddon got disgraced.
That's when he got disgraced. Yeah. So this is during this fight. They led the fight. Ragnaros gets sent to the elemental plane, and Baron Geddon, he failed his master. So
He wasn't able to save him.
So he got demoted. He got demoted, and Major Domo Executus, who we'll meet later, got his place.
Oh, okay, cool.
And later on, Major Domo gets demoted, and a guy who's the leader of the Druid of a Flame gets replaced. But that's even past where WoW is right
Yeah.
now.
That's,
Oh, okay.
That's not WoW Classic.
No, yeah.
That's future WoW.
We don't talk about future WoW.
All sorts of crazy things happen. Illidan, he good guy or he bad guy? Who know?
You
Yeah.
have 2-sword.
Baron Geddon, I forgot to mention that Gar, the reason why Gar is the rock elemental.
Yeah, yeah.
The reason why he earned the favor of a fire elemental is that he betrayed the Lord of the Wind elementals. His name
Alakir.
No, Alakir's the later Lord of the Wind elementals.
okay.
The current one is
I'm jumping the shark here.
Thunderan, the Wind Lord.
Okay.
And that sword that I showed you guys, Thunder Fury,
Yeah.
the one on the back that's blue and like a really giant sword, that comes from uniting this guy's 2 bindings. And this guy, he was betrayed. His power was absorbed by Ragnaros, all except for 2 bindings that were left with Baron Geddon and Gar. And if you collect these 2 bindings...
So you kill Geddon and you kill Gar.
Yeah.
You get the bindings.
But they're very, very, very
drops.
rare.
I mean, it's a legendary weapon, so...
It's like
I have-
one of those 0.5% things.
I've seen Hand of Ragnaros, which is the Ragnaros
other?
weapon that we're going to talk about later. It's a mace. And
distinctly a mace? I thought it was a sword. That's
no,
weird.
it's a mace, yeah.
That's weird.
That one I've seen around a lot. I've never seen a Thunder Fury yet.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
In 3 months in the game. I've never seen
Holy
one yet.
fuck. Okay.
Well, so are both the drops... I don't know if you looked up drop percentages, but like, are the 2 drop pieces like as likely to drop as a sulfurous? Like,
The thing is, it's the let's say they were. You need 2 of those, and you need 2 different ones, rather than just the one Eye of Sulfurous.
Yeah.
And Eye of Sulfurous, once you get it, the hard part is getting all of the Sulfuran ingots. There's just a bunch of mats that you have to farm, and they have 3-day cooldowns.
Other things we get to do.
You can pool your resources for the rest of Sulfuron. You can't pool your resources for the second binding because
Yeah, you just need to pick it up.
yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's how that goes. But those 2 bosses have it. Baron Geddon, although he's been demoted, he still is trusted with one of the bindings.
And he's still formidable.
Yeah. And he has 2 main mechanics. The first one, less notable, he casts let me look it
A
up.
wave of fire. I'm not familiar with the actual boss from World of Warcraft. I'm familiar with the card from Hearthstone.
Yeah.
Where he deals 2 damage to all other characters at the end of every turn.
At the end of every turn, yeah, including his own.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Everybody takes it.
Yeah. Baron Geddon has Ignite Mana, which is a debuff that makes your mana go down over time. So as a priest, what I want to be doing is reducing the amount of buffs that are on, or the debuffs that are on my allies,
Casters, yeah.
because it's taking down their mana every second.
Yeah.
But the second one, and the most interesting, I think, mechanic in probably all of Molten Core, is Living Bomb.
Oh, I didn't know that he was the one
does
who did Living Bomb.
Yeah. Living Bomb, at random, one of the party members will be given a living bomb, a bomb over their head, and they need to get away from everyone. If they are in the middle of the raid party, the entire raid party wipes. Yeah. It's a bomb that blows up in like 6 to 7 seconds.
Is that like an automatic death, though, or do you have to dispel it or whatever?
No, there's nothing you can do for
There's
it.
no dispelling.
Oh, okay.
Somebody's gonna die.
Someone's going to die. The way we play it is the tanks tank the boss a little bit up ahead and to the left. All of the casters stay back on this hill together, and when any of us get it, we run backwards, and not only does it explode and hurt you, it shoots you straight up into the air.
Oh, God.
So we go backwards into a shallow cave that it doesn't allow us to take fall damage, because it just explodes and then bounces off the roof.
Oh,
It doesn't hurt if you
interesting.
hit your head. It hurts if you fall back down and hit your feet.
Ah, yes, the feet, the weakest part of the person.
Yeah, exactly. So that's how that goes. 2 weeks ago, I wiped half the raid.
No.
Oh, no!
Come on.
Because it's
Tripped over the peanut butter hose. You're like,
yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Just lying on the ground, half covered in peanut butter. The hose still shooting off. I'm just like, I'm so sorry, guys.
It just sucked, dude. Like the thing is, like, priests have a lot to do because we're dispelling the whole time.
Yeah.
So I'm so focused on dispelling 40 people that I got the bomb. Then I turned around, I started running, and it wasn't fast enough. Everyone's yelling, "UNICEF, UNICEF, you have it, you have it!" And then, boom, I blew up half the raid. Then this week when we did it again, they're like, "We're okay, no wipes on this raid." And like, I see all the emotes in the bottom. Acorn winks slyly at UNICEF. Someone cheers at UNICEF. Someone fuck. So I didn't blow them up again.
You didn't
you
run
get-
up to someone else, grab
did
them,
you
just
get
like, I'm
bombed,
afraid.
though?
I didn't get the bomb. No.
So yeah, you didn't blow them up, but really it was random chance.
Yeah, exactly.
You didn't do any better. Just
I
Got
did
lucky.
that.
you didn't have the opportunity to do as bad as last time.
Yeah.
Can you not dispel that? It's
No,
just...
No, that's
not all
done.
effects you can. Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
And it's not done. It's like on you, and then it's like a ticking.
Oh, God.
So you just gotta go.
Yeah.
And then if you're not paying close attention, because there's a lot of other stuff to pay attention to at the same time.
The screens are busy.
Yeah.
You have to equip gun with one bullet and shoot yourself in the head.
Yeah.
That's also another raid item with that book.
cut the gray wire, and it's your brain stem. Like,
Yeah. So shot
For the listeners at home who are wondering what noise Peter just made, he like pantomimed taking garden shears to his brainstem.
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even catch that.
That was a squishy noise.
Yeah, that was the squishy sound of a brainstem being severed.
So Shazra is the next guy. He is a Flame Waker captain again.
Shazbutt.
He looks very similar.
Rock him.
But he has a secret. He wants to.
He has legs inside a snake thing.
I like that one.
He's
Yeah.
just like walking around like in like seal pose and like yoga, like dragging his legs behind him, like, "Hey guys, how's it going?"
I picture someone like wearing a sleeping bag halfway up around their legs, and then the half back of the sleeping.
exactly.
You can just see them walking. Yeah, yeah. So he wants to steal the bindings and use them for himself.
Oh, okay.
So it's not stated whether he wants the sword, but it says he wants to absorb their power within
Yeah,
himself.
He's gonna eat
whatever
them.
it is. It seems like Thundrin didn't Thundrin?
Thunderon. It's like 2 A's and
Thundron.
yeah.
It like I don't think he had that sword. It was just like his essence, and I think it's like you take his essence and make it into a sword.
To actually, so the way that the quest works to get the sword,
Wait, is it a sword or a mace? Sorry.
it's a sword.
Okay.
That was a sword.
Cool.
You have to take the 2 bindings. You have to go out to this place. You follow a series of things, but in the end, you summon this guy again, the Thunderon, and he's just like a giant windy boy. He looks like a lot of the elementals, like upside down triangle
Tornado with
the
big
head
rock
up.
arms.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Just like everybody else, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you actually have to bring like 39 other people with you if you want a chance at getting this sword.
Good God.
Because you will not be able to solo this guy. You need a raid.
I have to kill him.
You have to kill him, and then
fuck.
once he dies, maybe you get a third reagent and go somewhere else. I don't know, but that's the gist of it. You have to get the 2 bindings and kill him.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to bring him back to life just to kill him again.
Oh,
Broad
how
stroke.
ironic.
Yeah.
All to say, it seems like whatever. It seems like the power's in the bindings, not in like a sword that he had, right?
Right,
So,
yeah.
However, this Flame Waker
Yeah.
wanted to use those bindings.
Yep.
That's
We
his
don't know.
prerogative.
So the way that you fight this fight is you get there. He's at the back. His name is Shazra. And the way we do it, I don't know how everyone does it, is we split into 3 groups. We get fairly even DPS tank healer into 3 groups tightly on top of each other, fairly close to each other.
Nice.
And the way that he does is like the boss Shazra, will blink onto you and use an AoE that not only hurts you, but also makes you take more damage the next time he hits you.
Oh, fuck, okay.
So-
he's got a defense debuff, like,
Yeah.
sort of thing? Okay.
So
Did you use sand attack?
we split up
That's accuracy.
into 3 because
Shut up.
we're far enough away that you can not get the other 2 groups hit, but close enough that you can dispel the other 2 groups.
Okay.
Oh, okay, so you have to dispel each other.
Yeah, so we're minimizing the amount of damage we're taking in while still being all within range of him and maximizing the damage we're putting out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And that's how that works. It's kind of annoying. It's more of a priest thing. They got to take the curses off. And
Curses or magic? Because priests dispel magic.
Yeah, and it's a mage who wants to take off the curse.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because there's an AoE thing that also increases. It's a curse that increases the damage you take by 100%.
Yeah. Okay.
So the mages have to take off that curse before the next time he blinks back, or else that's the raid.
Okay.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. And that's the way we do it. It goes pretty fast for us these days. There's one guy in my guild who always in secret pays me to keep him alive. On that fight. He's flexing. He's trying to get the top of the charts. So he always gives me these consumables that increase my intellect by 10 for an hour. And he gives me a stack of 20 of them. And the first time he's like, hey, I need you to keep me alive on this one. And he got first place damage.
Yeah.
And ever since, we don't say anything. He opens the trade window. He sends them to me. I keep him alive.
Okay, don't ask, don't tell.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But the fucking day that trade window doesn't open, oh boy.
Yeah,
Not
no.
a single debuff, man.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the honeypot. You gotta keep giving.
Yeah.
Man. You gotta keep sticking your hand in there.
He's also a pretty influential officer in the guild, so I'd probably want to keep him up anyways.
Oh, it's a
but-
nepotism thing.
Yeah.
Ah.
Here
But-
you go, sir. Your debuff.
I don't even debuff. Like, I don't have decurse. I just heal. But I start every fight by putting a heal over time on him.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then
okay.
that way he doesn't have to pull out as often. He can just stay on Sulfuron the whole time and not worry about the AoE.
Oh, okay, cool.
And then he gets an edge over his other rogue friends who are doing the same but without the help. Yeah. That one, so easy enough. Next up is Sulfuron. It's yet another Flame Waker who has more favor than the other 3.
And smells like eggs.
Sulfuron watches over Shazra to make sure he does not steal the 2 bindings. He's aware of it.
Okay.
He's the Night
The
Watchman.
other guy.
Yeah.
Again, just like the creative dungeon design. Okay, why is this guy here? He wants to steal the items that dropped on the last 2 guys.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Why is the next guy here? He's here to stop the last guy from stealing the items from the last 2 guys. Yeah, okay. We're getting through it. Boy, 10 is a big number, huh?
Feels like they came up with that first.
Yeah. Well, I heard that the whole Horde side of Classic WoW was made quickly at the end of the development cycle. They spent all their time on the Alliance stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And then, like, release is coming out soon, and they added the second faction idea late, and they're like, okay, we got to make all the Horde areas.
Okay.
Go. And so the Alliance areas have more details if you play in Classic WoW.
Just like a bunch of it's all the recycled areas, but they've been recolored, and everything just has like a frowning face on it. It's just like, there we go, we did it.
Yep. This is a pretty easy fight, though. It's just tank and spank. The tanks take over, you just stay back. He does like a shadowy bolt to a random thing. He does a fire shot to a random thing, and then it'll leave a fire residue on the ground. Don't stand in the fire. Do your damage. That one's really simple.
That's pretty basic.
You can bring anyone into
stand in
this,
the fire.
and they'll generally know what to do.
Yeah.
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 Next up is the last of the vanilla bosses you can get before dousing.
Okay.
And his name is Golemag. And he's a huge fire giant. He's like just like this. He looks like the rock titan from Disney's Hercules.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay. The
Well-
mountain with the 2 heads.
Yeah, well, actually, maybe I'm forgetting what that one looks like. But he just looks like a big rocky boy.
Okay.
And he's red. Like the cracks between his rocks are like glowing fire. Kind
Okay,
of thing.
cool. He's just like a walking volcano.
and he's huge. Yeah,
Yeah.
like huge and really big. He has
It's like a mix between the rock one and the magma one, I guess. From
Yeah.
Oh
Disney's
yeah,
Hercules.
there is the lava titan in Hercules, eh?
and he has 2 giants next to him who are giants by all rights in the game normally, but like just come up barely past his hip.
Cool.
Kind of thing.
So not really giants.
Well, they're giant to you, but small to him.
Well,
Oh, so it's a matter of
I'm
perspective.
very tall.
Ethan's pretty tall.
I think I'm probably as tall as this guy. I don't know how tall this guy is, but I'm probably as tall as him.
If I had to look at a player character next to it, player character would probably have to stand on 7 of its own heads to reach up to.
Oh, so you're saying player characters are very small. You're saying you're small. I get you.
Sure.
They're all dwarfs.
Yeah, exactly. We've already established that dwarves are small, Jamie.
Yeah. And I don't win by buying into talking to Ethan. Golemag, so he's huge. He's made out of rock and fire, like I said. He has 2 smaller giants that are still giants. And the way that you fight this is you get 4 tanks. And it is really hard, actually. We wiped on this a couple weeks before we actually got it. You have Golemag, the biggest giant. He puts a stack onto whoever he's fighting. That makes him take more and more fire damage.
Okay.
So a tank cannot tank the whole fight by himself there unless he has max fire resist, which we didn't have until way down the line.
Okay.
So what you have to do is you have one tank who's generating stacks. Once he gets to 5 stacks, you say, I'm at 5, and the next tank comes in and takes over.
And
Then he
becomes
backs
the tank.
off. He lets the stacks fall
They
off.
tag in and tag out. Sort
Tag
of
in,
thing?
tag out.
Okay.
The other 2 tanks just hold the 2 friends of his, the smaller giants.
Okay.
This is a healing fight too. You're gonna run out of mana if you don't have a lot of mana. I ran out of mana like so much on this fight.
Yeah.
I had to use all my consumables, and then I would still run out of mana. Now I'm fine because we do way more DPS and I have way better gear. But that was a very hard fight. Very hard fight, but that's how you do it. And it takes a lot of coordination on the tank side, and then just a lot of stamina on the priests and druids and shaman side. Make sure when you're using a heal, you absolutely need to be using it. You cannot waste a mana. If they only have like a small amount that need to be healed, you better be using rank 1. If you're using rank 2, that's like however many wasted mana,
Oh, okay.
and that means you can't fight as long.
Okay.
Right? So rank down your spells and let the tanks do their thing.
Oh my god, did you use a rank 2 heal spell on that dude's rug burn? You son of a bitch!
Yeah.
50 DKP.
So there are Warcraft logs that every single week we log these things, and I can go to a website and I can see my performance on every raid since October. And
How you doing?
I do well.
Okay.
I'm usually in the top 1 or 2 in priests.
Okay.
But the thing is, you can see a stat called overhealing. And overhealing, if you're running out of mana, is a great indicator of who's fucking up the most. Because they're healing past full. And that's wasted mana.
That's no bueno.
Yeah, that's wasted mana. So... that's fun though. It's fun to look like on the day after raid. I'll look through. It's like you can break it down by fight. You can break down however you want. Like it's completely stats based, and it's
in my opinion, those characters should have had more health.
Yeah, that's a valid concern. Though. That's a valid concern. Overhealing, as it is right now, we don't care about it because we have enough mana for everything. But everything, there's like a large amount of overhealing. I'll overheal like sometimes 30%.
Okay, so I understand that is a hell of a lot of wasted mana technically that you didn't have to spend.
Yeah, because a heal spell converts mana to health. And if you're not actually converting it to health because they're at max health, then you're literally converting mana to nothing.
You don't want a helicopter parent, basically.
It's like when you break in your car.
And by the time I get to like next Ramis, my overhealing should be like less than 10% all the time, or else we're just going to fail.
Right.
So it's a lot of knowing when to use the right heals, when to pop your abilities, when to use consumables. Sometimes you get mana potions, right? Sometimes you should not wait until you absolutely need the mana. You should pop it at the beginning of the fight because there's like a minute cooldown on mana potions. So even though you're only bringing yourself from 80% to 100%, you're allowing yourself to take another mana potion later down the line just by min-maxing your cooldowns. On Ragnaros, you can take up to 3 mana potions if you play it right. But there's a lot of min-maxing to do if you want to heal excellently.
Yeah.
But right now we don't have to worry about it. I can just run in willy-nilly because we're all geared as fuck.
That's it. You can smoke a couple of joints and sit there and hit your fucking heal key.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's that. So if you've beaten those 8 bosses, you've doused all the runes, you get your chance to fight Major Domo Executus. And he is the commander to Ragnaros. He's entrusted with keeping Ragnaros safe.
Is he a snake boy?
He's a snake boy. He looks a lot like the Flame Wakers, but black.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and he's standing up, and you approach him, and it's kind of on a ledge. Like if you went to the left, you would fall off, and on the right is all cave wall. So you're kind of enclosed in this area. And the mechanic is there's 4 healers that he has behind him, and 4 DPS he has behind him. What you got to do is eliminate the healers and then take down the DPS. But like both the healers and the DPS, they have a mechanic where they'll switch from reflecting physical damage to magic damage. Physical damage to magic damage. So you'll kill yourself if you hit too big a spell and he's reflecting magic damage.
Now, the main damage dealers for magic are mages, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
And warlocks and even some shamans.
Okay. I thought you'd have to like rotate your DPS, like rogues and mages would have to like switch in, switch out, switch in, switch out.
Yeah, they'll call it out usually. They'll be like, it's mana shield up, melee in, melee out.
Okay.
But the hard part is there's 4 healers, and if you're not doing enough concentrated DPS to one thing, the healers can just bring them back up.
Oh, okay.
So you have to have everybody on one thing and like in, out, in, out.
Okay, so you guys have to focus and like kill them one at a time?
Yeah.
Okay.
We
can't just nuke them?
We use a strategy that helps a lot with this. And we get
are these like proprietary strategies that like you're gonna get like blacklisted by your guild for sharing? Like
we stream every guild.
Trade secrets.
Yeah.
We stream every run, but
at twitch.tv/theloreboy. That's not true. But.
No, it's not. We go to we get 2 hunters to hit 2 healers and just jump off that ledge and run. So they hold aggro of the 2 healers.
Oh, okay.
And they just keep them running like in the distance and keep them busy and just kiting them, not getting hit, while we take out the first 2 healers. And then the other 2 healers will make their way back up. We
Send
take
in
out
a couple
those
of guys
2
to
healers.
smash their mailboxes with a bat. He's like, oh, you darn kids.
Yeah. So we just take them out of the equation for a little while just to make it easier on ourselves. And then once you beat all 4 healers, all 4 DPS, Major Domo, you don't even have to hurt him. He runs like a bitch.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he runs to go to Ragnaros' lair. He's like, help me!
Daddy, get the peanut butter.
Yeah. So that fight's super tough, super long, but you get through it. And
well, I don't, but some people do.
If people do. So now we finally make our way to Ragnaros' lair.
Okay.
And your whole party finally comes to the room of lava. There's a spiral of land in the lava leading to like a large pool in the middle.
Okay.
So you can only walk on this spiral coming to the big pool in the middle. Major Domo's there. You've likely been playing for 2 to 3 hours. You've waited weeks to get in here in the first place.
Oh my god.
Everybody's popping fire resistance potions that cost them like an arm and a leg this week just to like hopefully clear this thing, you know? And
Reloading their peanut butter cannons.
Yeah.
yeah. So Major Domo, he's next to the pool of lava, and you have to start RP with him. So
What's RP?
Roleplay.
Sorry. Yeah.
You got to start role playing with him. He's like, I challenge you at the gate of the elven city of Sendere.
I told myself when I was writing this, don't say like what you say in game because it's just it doesn't translate
All
to
the
real
jargon.
life. Yeah. Yeah. Usually whenever like people say pre-pop like potions in 1 minute, I'm starting RP, which just means he's going to start talking to Ragnaros, be like, Ragnaros, please help me. These guys came in here.
Is RP for Ragnaros, please?
It's for roleplay.
Oh,
yeah.
Literally for roleplay.
Yeah.
He's a big weeb.
Oh, yeah.
Ragnaros, yeah.
So now the way that you set yourself up for this is it's a spiral. You have all your melee on, let's call north, south, east, west, and a spiral going to the middle. Ragnaros is right in the middle. On the west is going to be all your melee class because that's where the spiral is closest to Ragnaros.
Okay.
So they can't go on the outside of the spiral because they'd have to cross through lava to hit them.
Okay.
So they're on the left or the west. And on the east is your tanks. There's a small area where the tanks can get aggro and face him away from the melee.
Okay, so the melee guy's got to punch him in the butt.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then now you have all
Ideally.
your casters and your ranged. Those are placed in completely around the circle, as well as the healers.
Okay.
Because he has a move called Magma Blast or something like that, where he throws he hucks like this fiery bolt that does 6,000 damage, like one shots things unless you have fire resistance.
Holy shit.
And
Which I don't.
sends you flying in the air. So you have to
That's
spread
like
out.
a big theme in this level. Whoever in this raid is getting launched into the air.
Yeah. And if you have any type of mana at all, if you use mana, you can trigger this. So if there's a shaman in the melee pool who decides to use a mana ability, he can throw a magma blast into the middle of the melee, sending all of the melee flying.
Oh, okay.
So you
So
never
basically
use
don't.
mana.
Yeah.
If you're in the and then if you are using mana, you're spread out around at most in groups of 2. So if you get hit, only 2 get hit. A healer can probably heal you back to full for major damage if it's only a couple of you. But if the whole raid gets hit, like, you're fucked.
Yeah, you're fucking
Forget about it.
Then another thing he has is called Wrath of Ragnaros. And every 30 seconds
Well,
or so...
he does seem angry.
Yeah.
He keeps saying, die insects.
Yeah.
That's hurtful.
He shoots an AoE. So it's like basically a circle of fire that comes out from beneath him and goes 15 or 20 yards. And all the melee needs to pull out whenever that's about to happen and then run back in after it's over.
Okay.
So Wrath of Ragnaros, incoming 5 seconds, melee out. All right, and then back in. So movement speed boots increase your DPS in this range.
Oh, you need your wheelies.
Yeah. So you get in and out fast. Yeah, which is something so crazy. I was looking that up the other day. There's something that directly increases your damage as an enchant for your boots. You're much better having movement speed because you're just spending more time attacking.
Yeah. Because you're going to do more than the whatever 5 extra damage that your boots give you.
Yeah.
By just being in range.
So if you are doing that well, you coordinate it. Your melee are running in and out. Your casters are on the outside. Your healers are waiting for people to get hit.
Yeah.
Your priests are also shielding people that they might think are going to get hit before they get hit. If you do all that well and you beat him in 3 minutes, before he submerges, you'll win. But when he submerges, a bunch of whelps come out, and you have to fight hordes and hordes of small dragons.
I was going to say those are tiny dragons.
Yes.
Okay.
But the way that it goes, so you're there, you're waiting, you just popped your fire pots, Major Domo's next to the pool, and you talk to him, and he summons Ragnaros. And he says, "Too soon have you awakened me, Executus. What is the meaning of this intrusion?"
Still has curlers in his hair.
And he pops out of the lava, like, all of a sudden from, like, nothing to, like, 8 stories tall.
Oh, my God.
And he has this giant spiky hammer that I showed you guys a picture of.
He's got his bathrobe. He's got his coffee.
Yeah.
Cigarette in his newspaper under his arm.
Yeah. "Fool, you have allowed these insects to run rampant in the hollowed core, and you lead them to my very lair? Justice shall be met indeed." And then he strikes down Major Domo.
Hell yeah.
Okay,
dude.
and does he let you guys loot his body afterwards?
No. So, like,
When
Major
Majordomo fled, he dropped all his valuable possessions behind
Good,
him.
yes.
There's a chest where
Exactly.
Majordomo leaves.
He's like, oh, I need to run quickly. I can't hold on to this chest any longer.
Far too
He
heavy.
throws it behind him.
Majordomo also, he drops either an eye or a leaf every week, 50-50, and you either get the priest's best weapon in the game currently or the hunter's best weapon in the game.
Okay.
We have flipped that coin on the hunter side so many times that we have 3 priests who still need it, and we are just throwing this thing away for hunter. And I'm a priest who's been rolling for 2.5 months, and I have not gotten this thing
Oh my
yet.
God.
I've lost it 3 times.
Oh my god.
Last week, they're like, okay, we'll give it to UNICEF if we get it this week. But didn't get it.
Didn't get it.
You got the hunter thing again?
Yeah.
I have to assume you'll never get it at this point.
I'm going to be the
You might
last
as well
one.
stop playing WoW, dude.
Yeah.
It is possible. It is possible to get soft locked in WoW, and you just you can't progress anymore.
Really?
No.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, the fight's all spread out, casters all spread out, melee running in and out. If you beat them in under 3 minutes, that's ideal. Honestly, you don't want to get to submerge. If you're getting to submerge, if you don't have the DPS to beat him in the first half, you're probably not going to have the DPS to deal with the whelps and then get him back when he submerges.
That
So
makes sense,
the goal
yeah.
is to beat him in under 3 minutes. So pop everything you got. And if you did that, then you beat the very first raid of World of Warcraft.
Well, I didn't, but
This episode.
Wait, I did. We just beat it.
We just beat it.
wow, dude.
Thank you for coming to my Cribs tour of Molten Core. That's where the magic happens.
Sick. I got this priest orb, but I'm not a priest, so I'm just gonna throw it out.
And I'm
Oh
not a
my
hunter.
god.
Oh no!
Group 2 got it too this week. I was
Oh,
listening.
the dirty
assholes.
group 2.
I was listening. I was like, guys. Oh, no, they're Group Chimpo. Sorry. Group 2 implies that they're lesser than Group 1 or after Group 1. So
They're the Grungle
they're
group.
Group Chimpo and we're Group Ramrod.
If I got to name a group-
Ramrod, Chimpo, and do you have a third one?
Third one's coming soon, and what they're doing is they're taking the best from Group 1 or from Group Ramrod and Group Chimpo,
Yeah.
and they're making a hardcore raid for Group 3.
Oh, okay.
damn.
Okay.
So I'm going to be trying out for that.
Can you pitch the name the Grungle group?
The Grungle Group?
yeah, the
Grundle
Grundle.
group?
The
Grundle Group. Yeah.
Grungle, not Grundle.
Oh,
What does that
Grungle.
mean?
Grungle. No, it means nothing. It's gibberish. I just like the way it sounds.
I'll
Yeah,
pitch it.
just like shampoo or whatever.
Yeah, what does Chimpo mean? What does
Shit.
Ramrod mean?
Those are both references from the hit movie from the 90s, Super Troopers.
Oh.
I see.
I mean, a ramrod definitely is something that was in a steam locomotive or something.
Yeah, a ramrod's a mechanical thing. I
Yeah.
know that. Yeah.
Yeah. But there's a part in that where that guy with the mustache, the slightly chubby guy, he's like, why can't we be called Group Ramrod? And then no, what about Group Chimpo? Or something like that. And that's where it comes from.
Oh, okay, cool.
But
Sure.
I mean, I haven't seen that movie.
it's been a long time.
So
Yeah, I
this
haven't seen
episode
it.
here actually kind of serves almost as a full guide of how to do Molten Core. So let us know if that helped.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You can watch a 10-minute YouTube video, or you can listen to us for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I think that's probably a better way to spend your time is listening to us.
Yeah, we're more fun.
Mostly the peanut butter thing, though.
Thanks for listening.
It's cool
Anyway.
for people who've never played anyways, just to hear kind of what goes into a raid. And it's on the front page of Twitch a lot when people are doing
It's
Molten Core
fucking
raids.
wild.
And
The organization that you guys manage.
Yeah, it's seriously an entire corporation dedicated to completing these things.
Yeah.
A whole org structure and everything.
Fucking wild.
yeah. No, yeah, there's officers, and if I want to do something different, like respec, I got to talk to my class leader first. And my class leader doesn't give a shit about anything, so I can do whatever I want. But there's some people who have more strict leaders.
That's like the
right?
king priest, basically, right? Yeah. Okay, yeah.
There's
Daddy priest.
a
I think they
limit.
call
Daddy,
them.
excuse me, yeah.
There's a limit. Yeah, he's beaten Naxxramas in vanilla too, so
The
I've
Cardinal.
got a good guy. But warlocks, they have to have meetings to say who's going to put their debuffs on, because if there's a certain amount of debuffs on a target, it'll knock off the first debuff.
Oh.
So the Shadow Priest can put a debuff that increases shadow damage by 25%. And if warlocks will fuck themselves, because if they put too many dots on that are damage over time, they'll knock off the thing that gives them an extra 25%.
Oh, okay.
So the Shadow Priest doesn't need to meet with the warlocks. The Shadow Priest isn't hey fellow priests, how's it going? No. You go hang out with the warlocks, you freak.
Yeah, well, they roll with the warlocks, but they, yeah,
But their buff takes precedent anyway, so
yeah.
They,
It automatically goes first, and that one will always get bumped off.
Yeah.
So it's up to them, and we'll go into the logs and say who used Curse of Agony this week.
yeah.
If you use Curse of Agony next week,
You're
not
fired.
you're not in the raid.
You're fired.
Yeah.
You're out of the band, okay?
Yeah. No, it's serious stuff. But it's fun because if you get it, I have a really awesome group, and usually we're having a couple drinks, we're smoking a couple joints, and we're just chilling the whole time, and we're laughing. One time there's a boss called Onyxia, and I face pulled Onyxia as a healing priest. And
That's a bad thing to do.
You should never face pull Onyxia, but I somehow ran past everyone into this big open circular cavern by myself, this little priest in a dress. Like, here I come to a dragon like 3 times my size. Luckily,
Jamie's there like, I spilled ketchup on my pants. Oh, I dropped my hot dog.
yeah,
Empty bun.
and luckily I had
Empty bun, a hot dog wiener covered in peanut butter on the floor.
luckily I had taken good care of my warriors up until that point. Like, I've given them healing potions.
Oh,
and
did they Mr. President you and like just like come to rescue you?
Yeah, they came in, and for 2 weeks, that was our fastest time on Onyxia.
Oh, yeah?
When the priest
You
face pulled.
successfully Leroy Jenkins it.
Yeah, and it was a fairly clean thing, but even now, every time we're waiting to go beat Onyxia, and we're waiting on that one person who forgot to repair is in town or whatever, people are whispering, UNICEF, pull already, pull. And it's very much not my role to do that. But
It's like a nice meme.
Whips
Yeah.
his hot dog across the battlefield, catches it with it like in the bun like a baseball glove. Just like, yeah, man, we did it.
yeah. Yeah, I was very insecure of getting kicked from the guild at first because I'd never been a part of something so serious.
Yeah.
But now I've stuck around long enough and made enough friends that I probably could face pull again, and it would just be funny.
It'd be a goof.
Yeah.
Be a goof, a gaff.
Exactly. So that's Molten Core, guys.
Love it. I love this WoW stuff. It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's so foreign to me to have so much work put into something that is not real.
Yeah, I really want to do another one when Blackwing Lair comes out in a few months. So
Is that the Onyxia dungeon?
no, Nixia is just like a
Onyxia's-
cave by herself.
Oh, okay.
She resets every 5 days instead of every week.
Oh, sick.
So it's weird. Like, we do Tuesdays and Thursdays, and it always lines up that we either do Nixia on Tuesday, or on Thursday, or on both,
Okay.
depending on how the 5 cycle works.
yeah.
But no, Blackwing Lair is going to be Nefarian as the last boss, who is the son of Blackwing. And there's going to be lore there. There's going to be a lot of boss fights to learn.
Yeah.
There'll be a Lore Boys episode about that one day.
It's going to be much harder than Molten Core. Like, this might be the thing that starts to break up raid groups.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
But we'll
Molten
see.
Core is still like happy sunshine, like, yeah, let's go on a raid. And then it's like, Black and there's like people fucking up, and you're like,
Yeah. Starts to be more consequences, but
that's 50 DKP.
yeah.
That's what that's from.
I'm so happy we don't use DKP. It's such a... Well, anyway, that's a whole other conversation. But anyways,
I think we talked about it a bit on the Corrupted Blood episode.
We did.
But, yeah.
go check
On
that
one
out.
of the Warcraft episodes we've talked about it. I know that.
Yep. If you want to see me on the internet, come to the Discord, because that's where I'm at lately. We'll put that up somewhere.
The link
Is the link in the description?
It's on the. It's always in the. Or it's not always in the description.
It's in the about
description. Recently, it's on the loreboys.com or
Right.
loreboys.com.
Very good.
About and contact section, because
Yeah.
our about and contact section is currently the exact same page.
Nice.
I have to write an about section for us, which I haven't done. But yeah, at time of listening.
Yep. So, where can I find you guys?
I'm at Pete O'Donohue on the Twitter and at Loreboys Podcast on Instagram. You can email us at loreboyspodcast@gmail.com. Not 2 ats there. And on the Instagram, I've got 2 projects running right now. And you might see some smashed turkey. You might see a guy taking cover behind a cow. You might see Ragnaros covered in peanut butter. I don't know what I'm going to finish first, but check it out. It's all weird.
Yeah.
I do know there is an angry horse and an Amish man up at time of recording.
Yeah, at present. I'm Ethan. You can find me at Ethan the Dead Man. Thanks so much for our reviewer at the top of the show. Thanks so much for everyone on the Discord, everyone who's reaching out to us on Twitter. If you want us to read your review on air or answer your questions, just reach out to us.
We'll do it.
Super happy to accommodate
one of
you.
our favorite things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Big shout out.
One quick thing about the Discord. We're adding emotes as we go. If you have suggestions, please
Yeah, hit Peter up.
hit up the Discord and we'll find them and we'll make them. It only takes a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Saucy, who we've called out before, Saucy Chimera, on Twitter, for correcting me about last week's episode. I said I don't think humans were a thing. I didn't think humans were a thing when Slanesh was born.
Right.
During the Eldar blood orgy, but it's commonly thought that humans were, and that indeed led to the warp storms that kind of forced humanity into a bunch of uncomfortable situations, which we talked about in our Horus Heresy episodes.
Yes.
So thank you, Saucy. Give those episodes a listen if you guys are interested. We do have a Patreon, patreon.com/theloreboys, so please check that out.
Thank you very much to our new patron from this week. $9, you madman.
Yeah.
And anybody who doesn't trust Patreon and wants to support us otherwise, we are doing a special offer this week where Jamie needs WoW time, so please send him Amazon gift cards, which he can use to buy World of Warcraft gift cards, which he can use to send to Blizzard to buy World of Warcraft time. And in return, we are forming our own guild and raid group. That's right, Jamie's leaving his guild. If we get 4 people to sign up,
I'm getting into WoW.
Jamie has agreed to leave his guild
I've
order to start a guild with us, the Lore Boys.
kind of made a name for myself in a pretty nice organization.
That's
though.
right. Jamie's made his name for himself in a nice organization. He's willing to give that all up for you, the listener, and leave his guild. And I think our first raid is going to be Jerusalem, the holy city.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Yeah, Deus Vult. We're going to be donning some armor and heading
Better
over
roll
there.
a paladin.
Yeah.
Let me put on my big helmet right now.
Yeah.
Thump.
You can
well, I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go to the desert.
You better be
Well-
comfortable because we're going all the way to Jerusalem.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'll pay for all of your weapons Crusader enchants, because that's a real thing. Crusader enchants.
There you go. There you go.
Are you gonna rub holy water and peanut butter on my sword?
Sure.
I'll pay for the boot enchants, but not the movement speed one. Just the damage.
Just the
one.
damage.
Raw damage has to be better.
We all have our wheelies already anyway.
Yeah.
And I guess that constitutes
Lore
Lore
Boys
Boys
out.
Benjamin Franklin.
Salut.
The original Lore Boy, Ben Franklin.